The more recent Spider-Man game inspired by this. So what was interesting in this one was that now you are actually swinging off of buildings, which ended up feeling like a lot of fun versus in the older ones where you just fly through the air and you just be swinging off of nothing. And there's nothing to swing on, so I can't actually do it here. Now if I hold down L2, then I can sprint a bit. And now there, I'm grabbing off the building. Uh-oh. Okay. There we go. Use reality and the obvious as inspiration. When you look at the older Spider-Man games, it was like you're just swinging through midair with nothing that you're swinging off of, and that's kind of dumb. And then they ended up going, hey, what if we made it more realistic? And that actually made it cooler. That's also something. So you can go more into reality in one area and more away in another. Using reality and the obvious as your inspiration, I think, is something that might seem kind of obvious, but it can be forgotten. Oh yeah, that's right. There's always just some random construction worker who's hanging off the side of a building. Uh-oh, they're dead. Rip. So the pizza challenge is kind of funny because you can just ruin the pizza.
Don't be late!
I forgot there's kids who freak out about their balloons, and we just heard them for some reason during that cutscene. So I actually don't want to swing or else they'll destroy the pizzas. Oops.
Careful, that pizza will get ruined if I flip too much.
I didn't mean to flip. I want to punch your car. Get back here. There we go. Punch, 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 punch. Just call me Punchy McCar Punch. This dude here, he's just like really happy that I'm beating the crap out of somebody in front of him. Every time that you swing in this one, it feels fun and it feels like a little mini challenge. I'd forgotten the fact that this was also like open world Spider-Man, which was definitely a different thing at the time as well. This was the best Spider-Man game until the new Insomniac one, really. Alright, so I need to pick up guys and put them into these pits. This is so weird. Why is this a thing? I won! Wow, this is riveting. Press the button. There, he pressed it. The like thing that I was focusing on for the stream, I hadn't really considered this part of the game, but it's like, how real? I think this is one of those ideas that might have just sounded really fun in concept but did not play out that well. It might be bad execution as a result. It might be that the whole concept is just not a good one. So here's one of the things that I think about with reality though, is that where is reality less fun or less interesting? But also, where is reality more interesting? Because sometimes we can end up doing things that are ridiculous and nonsense and they're not as interesting as reality. And that can be a problem as well. Speaking of which, I'm going to retry this mission that I love. This game, it's definitely older and it's got some big problems, but it also did some things really well. And a lot of that was just what would be more realistic web slinging. So some of the things that you can look at if you're trying to come up with new ideas for games is that you actually move it more towards realism rather than thinking in terms of randomness. Would I get in trouble with the law if I hurt a criminal too much? That would be interesting if you have to stop criminals but you can't hurt them too much, or else you end up getting in trouble with the law yourself. That's one area that you could play with. But you can also move more away from reality in another area, like the way that you end up capturing people, or maybe you end up having more superpowers. So you can go into reality more in one area while you leave it in another. And then where is reality less interesting or maybe less fun? So if it's not as interesting for you to not be able to catch up with the enemy's car, then maybe you slow down the car so that you can catch up with it. And where's reality more interesting? So for example, in this game, it's just like, hey, I can end up actually swing from building to building rather than just shooting web into the empty sky and being like, yeah, I can kind of just do this. And this ended up resulting in a much more dynamic feel of moving throughout the city. What up? Thank you for watching. I hope that you have a fantabulous rest of your day and consider liking and subscribing and all of the things that you do when you like something and you subscribe to it. Bye. Have a fantabulous rest of your day. Have a fantabulous rest of your day. Have a